Hello, everybody. This is Laura Sanchez-Ramirez with Coaching for Life Goals video podcast. And today, like I told you, my social media, LinkedIn, Twitter, Minds, you name it, we have the wonderful young, and I'm just talking, I know, because I know this girl since before she was born. And so she is very talented, very wonderful, and she has a lot of skills that she's going to talk about today. So her name is, well, DJ McD, but I call her Nishi because I love her, but it's for you, it's DJ McD. So you want to go ahead and pick it up and tell us a little bit about yourself. And then we're going to learn about a lot of other things that she also does, not only as a young entrepreneur and online radio show host, but also she is going to talk about a lot of causes that are very dear to her heart. So go ahead, pick it up.
Of course. So everyone, hello, and thank you for everyone being here to watch this. I am Savage DJ McD, if you can already tell by the shirt. And no, merch is not available just yet. Don't get too excited.
Okay, well, get ready because a lot of people are going to ask for it for sure.
It's good that I said that now. What I am doing with Savage Radio is I am using this platform as a way to give those who feel like they don't have a voice or they don't know where to put their voice or how to use their voice, the voice. And I am hosting this cool show every Monday at 10 a.m. and every Thursday at 3 p.m. to those who would love to just rave from home, because I know during this day and age, you know, it's hard, especially during a pandemic. So I want to give people the opportunity to just tune out of whatever stress you're going through and just relax and rave from home, as I like to say. But it's taken me quite a while to get to where I am today. And you'll hear more about that later.
That's going to be my next question, because I know that it hasn't been easy. You know, I know that it's a roller coaster. And so I want you to tell me a little bit about your background, about how you got introduced to music, radio, and how you got, and the road that got you to where you are right now.
Of course. I started doing radio since I was in high school, but it never really occurred to me that this would be something I would fall so head over heels for. I started out doing small shows, like 30-minute shows, and then I was slowly given the full 1-hour show. And it was, you know, because it's high school radio, very almost beginner level. And so that I took as a way to gain opportunity, not so much as, okay, I'm doing a show, I'm really being on the air now, I'm cool. Like, I never thought that I, you know, was the cool kid, because it's hard to
kid. You are the cool
kid. Thank you, I appreciate that.
It's very hard.
You know, but it was eye-opening, because the moment I sat down at that booth, and bear in mind, it was buried in an old basement with spiders and cobwebs, but the studio was pretty cool because you basically had a room to yourself and you had this really cool aroma lighting. And I had one mic and a cool soundboard, and it had like 6 or 7 controls on there. And I had these studio headphones that were really huge. And I felt like I was in my own world. And the moment I just sat down to do it, I felt like this was where I belonged. And not only that, I felt like I had a voice and people actually tuned in. And so from there, I kept doing it up until the point where I realized it's time for me to give back. I can't keep hoarding the mic all this time. I can't be the one hoarding the airwaves. I need to give other people a chance.
I hear you. So and you were very young. How old were you in high school? About what age? 14, 15, 15?
I want to say like 15, 16-ish. I started doing this my like second year into high school. And who knew as a high school sophomore, I had a radio voice? No one knew that. And it's funny because the moment I started doing that, the entire school started to gravitate towards that. And I just had people left, right, and center asking me if they could be on my show, and if I could do a segment with them, or if I could talk about this or that. And all of a sudden I had a following. Now, of course, being a young, naive high school student, who knew what to do with a platform like that, you know, because I was just getting started in such a tough industry. So unfortunately, that following, you know, has minimalized itself into something smaller, but I'm glad I still have that circle because those are the people that really stick around, and that's how you know those are your real fans. So thank you to those who are watching right now. You know who you are.
Yeah, a lot of those followers now are a lot of those people back then. I bet they're your followers now and supporting you in this venture that you're in, right?
Oh, for sure. I still have a few close friends from that era, I like to say, who still follow me on Instagram and who still listen to my show. And to those people, I say thank you.
Okay, so so what was one of your most definitive moments in because you did interviews, right?
Yes, I was both interviewed by others and I also interviewed other people.
Okay, so what was one that you recall that you say, oh my God, I'm realizing now that I have a radio voice, that I can send out a message, but this is going to mark can we call it a career? Are you going to have this as a career that is going to define you?
Oh, for sure. You know it. You can just bet I'm going to be doing this for a long time.
Okay, so this is what you're going to do. So, so tell me, what is your dream? Moving
My
forward,
dream,
where you are right now, what is your dream? How big do you want to get, or where do you want to get?
so as cliche as this sounds, and for those of you watching who know me that well, you know I'm a huge Demi Lovato fan and a huge Becky Lynn fan. So I've always had a dream of, sorry?
No, me too. I love her.
Oh, it's amazing. And for those of you who know this, I've always wanted to interview her in a studio that I call mine. Kind of like if you watch the Zach Sang show, he basically has his own thing going on and he has all these cool celebrity guests come in and he gets to go to award shows and all those red carpets and galas. So I've kind of thought about it, you know, it's crossed my mind, but it never felt real to me because I'm still at a point where I'm still doing college radio. I'm still doing my own show, but I'm just starting out. It always feels like you're just starting out until you really hit that one celebrity interview. Then you'll really feel like you're getting somewhere.
So is that where you want to get?
Oh, for sure. Oh my God, that would be a dream come true. It's funny, I've had dreams of it, like when I go to sleep at night, but then I wake up thinking, damn, that really wasn't real, was it?
Well, you have it in your dreams, you have it in your mind, you have it on your, visualization board, and who knows? And maybe now she'll see you, and we're gonna tag her and see if she's gonna go ahead and say sure. And you know that as everybody, Demi has gone through a lot of life struggles in her life. She's been very successful, but also she has had to struggle in her life with different things, as as you have had. So I want you to tell the audience, because I always like to keep it real and let people know that it's not all glamorous and that it's not all, oh wow, the lights, the microphone. We have to fight for a dream. We entrepreneurs and professionals and any age, young like you, not so young like me, we have had to go over obstacles in our lives to get to where we want to get and achieve our goals. I want you to tell me a little bit and tell our audience and young people about your struggles and how you have managed that to follow your dreams.
Well, I like to start off with everyone's families are not going to be perfect. Okay, so with that said, we're always going to have that little craziness going on in our lives that sometimes becomes a recurring issue. But if you learn to deal with them the right way, and if you learn to go to the right people, then things will happen, things will look up for you. And especially as women in this media industry, it is super, super hard to even get to that position. And I'm in no place to say that because I'm not really even as big as I think I am right now in terms of a following. But I just know that as long as I keep doing what I'm doing and keep giving back, the world will make its way around and give back, because there's such a saying, what goes around comes around. So if you give out positivity and you radiate sunshine, it will come back. It might take years and years and years, but it'll happen. I'm all about a positive mindset. I recently went to a Women in Technology Summit, better known as the WITI 2020 Virtual Summit. And it was amazing to see how even during a pandemic, women are picking each other up and inspiring each other to keep moving forward, especially in big industries like tech and media and biotech. It's not easy, but it's doable. It's not impossible. And I think my thing about dealing with family dysfunction is I always go to Demi Lovato's music because she's been through a lot of what I've been through. And I just know that if Demi can help you get through something, even just through her music, there is nothing that radio can't do, you know? I mean, I'm not putting that into the same category, but that's just my way of looking at it.
No, and thank you for that, because there's a lot of young people that are going to be listening to you and relate to you. And so what are some actionable tips that you can give them to overcome any situation? You sort of like touched a little bit upon it. Like if you're not happy in your surroundings, whether it is family or friends or your environment, what do you do? What do you do? Give us about 4 tips that perhaps the audience can say, Jesus, if DJ Mig D could do it, then
Yep.
I don't know why I've had such a, those letters are not easy, at least for me, like G, D, to put them together. So give us some tips for that.
So the first tip I ripped right out of Demi's book, and that is the fact that you should never be afraid to ask for help. I think knowing who to go to and when is probably the key to getting the right help you need. The second thing is look for available resources, whether that being someone's music, maybe therapy, maybe someone who knows other people that you can talk to, maybe even, I don't know, a poem or a series of poems rather. Whatever creative outlet you might have that you think is just a hobby might actually end up being something you can go to. I have a friend who, whenever she gets depressed, she draws, and her art collection is phenomenal. If you guys look on the CUNY AHF Instagram, which we'll come back to later, you can see she recreated a Demi Lovato picture for me via hand. It is amazing.
Wow. Okay, we want her link. Okay, we're gonna put all those links down when we post all of this. Yeah, when we post all of this, we're gonna put your links I already did it in the flyer yesterday announcing this interview, but we're gonna add, if you want, her link as well, because I think it's important to highlight so many young people that are so creative, and most of my students actually are creative in different fields and in different areas, and they have this fear of showing, saying, I am creative and it's okay, and this is what I can do. Because there's always that thing that they say, oh, you're not going to be a lawyer, oh, you're not going to be a doctor, oh, what is your career? Advertising? Oh, what is your career? Music? So I've had to, deal with a lot of even parents who are like, come to me as a professor and say, our teacher, and say, can you just like try to have my child pick another career that is not in the creative side? And because, they're not going to make money, what do you have to say about that?
Oh my God, you have no idea, especially as an Asian woman in this industry. I cannot tell you how many times I've had family, friends, relatives come to me and say, oh my God, my son and daughter is doing this doctoral degree. Oh my God, my daughter's doing this lawyer thing. Oh my God, my son is doing this other business thing. And then they're looking at me saying, you're doing creative stuff. Like, are you even going to make a living? And you know what I told them? I told them this. I love what I'm doing and I'm going to keep doing it because I know someday I'm going to get there. Should it take me 10, 20 years? I don't care. But as long as I keep doing what I love and I know in my heart that I'm going to make something out of it, good things will happen. And I keep telling all my friends, family, relatives that it is the mindset of knowing that if you keep going with something you know you love, and that, I mean, you don't have to be perfect expert at it, but if you're good at it and you have a passion for it, don't let that go. Hold tight onto it, because someday things might happen and it will take you to a whole other level that you didn't even realize you were capable of. Life will surprise you. That's what I say to that. but you have no idea how relatable that was.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I deal with that all the time, and even myself right now, a little bit older, I still have my parents tell me, you know, they obviously do it because they worry and they want the best for you. But I have my parents telling me, you should get a government job, you know, that secures your paycheck every week. And I've been listening to this for so many years. And I'm like, but I don't want a government job. I don't want to work a 9 to 5. I've already been there, done that, tried that, corporate, whatever. And this is what I like. You know, this is what I like, the creative side, the talking to people, the writing, the interviewing. And so what I do tell my students and some of my clients do continue to educate yourself.
Oh, for sure.
Never
For
stop.
sure.
And also, you know, I love educating myself. I love going to school. Although things have changed a little bit now, and education and journalism and all that is not what it used to be. But I love that. So continue to seek knowledge and educate yourself, and not only in your field but also in other areas, especially as a communications person like you are, because it's good to know about different things.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
what say you about that?
And may I say, especially during a time like this when everyone's home and we have all the resources that we do, ripping another page right out of Demi's book, like there's no reason why we shouldn't be educating ourselves on whatever topics we want to be educated on. We have computers, phones, TVs, documentaries, movies, etc., etc. The list goes on. But if we take this time to really look deeper into things and kind of just study things a little bit by a little bit, you'll be surprised the things you learn. I was actually reading something about finance and stocks yesterday. What seemed to me as a very crazy topic ended up becoming something I really loved. And I now have this huge document of things I need to research later. You'd be surprised the things you open up. And no, rabbit holes aren't always bad. Sometimes you open up a nice rabbit hole and all of a sudden brightness at the end of that tunnel. Who knew?
Yeah, I was going to tell you, you say, it doesn't matter how long it takes me, 10, 20 years. I'm telling you, girl, what has taken me 20, 30 years is probably going to take you 5, 10. Because the same thing that you're saying, that you're talking about, that technology available, all those resources available that you guys have now that we didn't have then in my generation, in my beginning, when I worked for the newspaper, we still had to go to the archives and pull out the actual original clips of the newspaper stories. And if we wanted to refer to them or send them to the clients that asked for it and all that, now we just go Google and we just go into the websites of each newspaper or publication, and that's it. So it's not going to take you 20 years. Trust me, it's not going to take you 20 years.
Honey, I love your flattery, but let me tell you something. Now you're making me feel old, because when I started in radio in high school, we had to use cassette tapes. I had to learn how to edit, cut, and retape all through a cassette tape. And this was before we were even using SD cards. It took us 2 years to figure out that SD cards are actually the new technology. And that was even before MacBooks were like mainstream.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's not talk about old, okay? Let's not talk about old, because please, I was your age when I met your mom. So
Oh,
exactly.
she'll never forget that.
Your mom was my age when we met. But anyway,
and she'll never live it down.
but yeah, no, for sure. And so but I think I want to go ahead and jump into something right now that is very dear to you, and that is the causes that you follow and that you support. So if you want to go ahead and tell us a little bit, because it's not only communications and radio and fun and interviewing. It's also, like you said before, and like I believe in my company, that we have to give back to the community. We have to lend a hand. We have to lend a shoulder for people to cry on. We have to give back to the community. So how do you do that? How do you do that?
So for those of you who know me, I am also quite the activist. I currently am chairing 2 committees. The first one is the Committee for Public Outreach and Education under Beyond Plastics, which is basically a project-based organization that runs out of Bennington College. And what we do is we promote the banning of single-use plastics, such as shopping bags, any reusable containers that we might have in our kitchens. And yes, even those are supposedly very toxic and horrible for the environment and for human health, but it is really it's lesser known to most because it's always advertised as microwavable and BPA free. But half the times it's really not BPA free or toxic free. It's just a marketing ploy that has gone a little too far. But in working with Beyond Plastics, not only did I learn a lot about the environment and how we're actually harming the environment, I also learned that it starts with one person. And when one person starts it and sends it around, and then we send it around to our circles, and it goes on and on and on, we learn to see that change is not impossible. We just need that one person to take that charge. And for those of you who are interested, look at the link down below. There's more information on how you can get started today. My other committee consists of arts and creativity, which slightly has to do back with the creativity, but also can be multi-platform, meaning at CUNY Arts and Humanities, we are also providing those with an artistic ability, the voice that they never thought they had, because I know this from my friends who say, and they show me art that's really, really fantastic, like stuff that you just can't believe was done by someone's hand. And you then see this really shy person who is afraid to showcase that because they're afraid of judgment. But what we at CUNY HF is we show people that this piece of art is done by somebody who you probably didn't know and has this ability to create more and has more to show you than just art. And we give them the no judgment platform that most arts and humanities committees don't necessarily include. Not saying everyone's full of judgment. I'm just saying that sometimes people don't tell you. They don't exactly advertise it as we're non-judgment, you know, and they're always saying, oh, submit this, we'll showcase this. But then there's always bias backstage. We don't perform at that level. We perform with honesty, dignity, and integrity, and that is how we roll. Also, for those of you interested in sending submissions, link down below as well.
Exactly. So that I was going to ask you, how did you get involved in all this so young? You know, we have that mentality, you have to give back and all that. I mean, usually you see people like a little older or midlifers actually. Now, you know, okay, I'm getting older and my children left home. And what do? Oh, a cause, you know. I know there's also a lot of young people that follow certain causes and like the environment, nature, Mother Earth, and all that. But it's not the majority, you know. It's like with such, I mean, a young mind. How do you get involved in the first place?
I actually found out about
plastics and recycling and all that, for example.
You just cut out. I'm sorry. Also, my dad's about to come through that door any second, so we might need to.
Oh, so we can say hello.
we can always edit this later. Thank goodness.
Okay, that's okay. No, so no. I was asking, how do you get involved? How do you get involved with the plastics cost and recycling and using other items? Did you hear me? Are you
sort of? It's going in and out again. I'm not. This is not live anywhere yet, is it?
No, it's not live.
Okay. Okay, good. I just need to let you know that he's going to burst from here any second. He doesn't know I'm doing an interview, so yeah. Okay. So, all right, let's start the interview right after I fix my shirt.
Okay. So I wanted to know how you got involved with all these causes that you just mentioned, because you're young, you know, you're so young and full of life. But usually you hear this. I was saying that you hear these things in older people. So you're so young and you have, you know, such concern for what's right. So how did you get involved with that?
So I actually found out about a lot of these organizations through my campus's organizations. Beyond Plastics was actually recommended to me via my NIPERG committee at Queens College, because I was doing public relations work with them as well as marketing and advertising. And they found that I was really good at promoting events and putting events together and leading a team. So I was recommended to join this committee, see what I could do for them, and kind of just handed me the baton. And I'm so glad they did, because I've really been loving working with this new committee on promoting such events and such causes. And I never thought that activist work can be so rewarding. I mean, it's understated to say that, because everyone says it, you know, it's cliche. Oh my God, this is so rewarding. Usually when it comes to charity work, you feel so good after doing it, but you really have to do it hands-on to know that feeling. And I really got a good experience doing that. So I recommend that we all kind of take part in some local action now, because these actions do matter. With CUNY Arts and Humanities, it was actually started by a bunch of students on campus who were looking to display their own art. And it went from, I wonder what gallery I can put this in, to, whoa, we should totally do a festival next year. And the moment that was said, it struck a little lightning cord in my head that said, we need to put this together. We need a whole group, and we need artists everywhere, not just Queens College, but all of CUNY. And from there, we've been working nonstop to get submissions ready and set. We actually have a virtual gallery coming out later this year. More information on that coming soon.
Yes, please. Sure.
Absolutely.
Okay. No, for sure. We're going to put all those links down. So I want to take everybody back before we wrap up. I want to take everybody back to your Savage Radio. Okay.
Of course.
Yeah. So how do you now link your Savage Radio show and all these and these committees that you're involved with and your music? So do you use that voice that through the radio to not only entertain people and but also to talk about these causes through it? And do you said that you do interviews. Tell me a little bit about that part.
Yes. Okay, so I don't want to get too technical, but yes, I do that in multiple ways. The simplest way I can put this is, with my charities and non-for-profits and other causes involved, I do different pieces of advertising that I pre-record and then I use for my shows. If I am to promote an event that's a week away, I tend to do a special segment for it alone. And then for my music, and for those of you who know me, I am an instrumentalist. I don't sing for the life of me. So I am very much a, you know, DJ, beats maker, hip hop, pop kind of person. So I use that as a way to also underlay certain tracks that I'm working on with my advertising, or maybe my show intros, outros. And I also sometimes do that for other people's advertisements. Sometimes I work with other people who need help with creating a video package.
And that's what I wanted to ask you as well, because I know that you provide that kind of service and help and support people. So tell us a little bit about how you offer that support, and what is it you offer them in your services to help them advertise their brand, their whatever product or service, whatever, their company.
So this is one end that's, for me, that's actually just starting out as well. Because of the coronavirus pandemic, I've been helping people mostly freelance/free. But for those who are interested in bigger projects and more involved pieces, DM me or email me. We can definitely talk more about that. For smaller projects and usually quicker projects, I offer this, preset that people can use and they can tinker on their own. I tend to like to distribute the project files itself, just so people have a visibility of what's going on rather than just sending someone a final track. But that depends on what the person wants/needs. And it's funny because I never thought, like, it never dawned on me that this could be something that would actually do so well in terms of a pandemic. Because you wonder, for a DJ, you're not going out and you're not doing all these events. People's events are mostly canceled anyway. So you're wondering, what are you doing at home? But to me, creating tracks when I'm, at my least inspired time is actually a way that gets me thinking. Just last night, I was unsure of what I wanted in my evening. I pulled out my phone, and all of a sudden, after playing a couple of pieces, I was like, this is interesting. I could work with this, and I started this whole project, and I'm still working on it. But you'd be surprised what instruments could do for a person. Music therapy is a huge other topic, but it really does work. That's what I'll say about that.
Yeah, no, I'm listening to you, and at the same time, I'm trying to pull up the YouTube channel that you have and see if I can share it with everybody. And so you tell me, did you hear the music or no? I just put the music. Were you able to hear it or not?
No.
Let me play it again, and you tell me if I don't know if these are connected or not.
Ow.
You could hear it?
Too loud.
Oh,
Too
okay.
loud.
All right. Okay, so let me see if I
Also,
can put the volume a little bit more down, right?
it's recommended that if you're playing volume, don't talk over it because it will get the mic to be really fuzzy.
Okay. All right. So let's try it. We're gonna go ahead and try this. And if we don't edit, that's okay because you know we all go through this. But but let me see what I have to do. I have to go share screen. Let me see if I can do this.
Okay, we definitely should edit that.
That's all right.
My telephone's ringing. Can we please actually edit this?
Okay, yes we can. Okay, we're just gonna wait. Okay. Okay, somebody picked it up. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and see and share the screen here. No, share. No, it's not coming out for some reason. I don't know. You can't see it, right? Okay, something is coming up here. I don't know. It's not.
I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you try it on your phone?
No, no. It's this is my computer. That's okay.
Sorry.
Your hand.
My dad. Hold on.
Oh, we're gonna have to end.
我做 interview. I'm just gonna shut the camera off for a second.
Okay.
快啲行，你依家要行，個相機冇着。I'm so sorry about that.
Okay.
Hey, that's not my fault.
No,
sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. You can mute it. You can mute it if you want, and then you edit. You're gonna help me edit this.
Oh, I will.
Oh, too bad. I wanted to do this.
Okay, sorry about that.
Multiple participants were about sharing. I feel so bad that I couldn't share the screen, but can you do it on your end? Can you try to do it on your end if I give you permission?
Sure. I can do that.
Because I really want to show everybody, you know, how to connect. Because usually people, yeah, the link below, but usually they don't go to the link below. But if they see it, you go like, oh, they might be enticed to go ahead and do it. So you go ahead and see if you can share the screen, and I'll give you. I think I have to give you permission to do that. So.
Okay.
I have it on my phone, but I want him to see it.
Woohoo! Well, that cut off quite quickly.
Love it.
I can't sing.
Beautiful. Ah. So Savage Radio, remember. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
What's happening?
So while you look for that, we're gonna go ahead and I want to ask you, is there anything else that you want to share with the audience that we have talked about here? You have talked about your dreams. You have given people tips on how to be successful, how to follow your dreams. You have talked about Demi Lovato and your causes and all that. So is there anything else that you want to add to this meeting that we're having here, so that your audience can say, oh my God, she is young. She is a true role model. And not only for young people, but to me, to everybody who wants to follow a dream.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So flattering. There is so much more that I could go on to. And we actually have a list of things we could talk about later. Let me just try the screen share. And after the screen share, we can do a lightning round, actually.
Okay. All right. Let's do that. Oh, excellent.
You need to enable screen share.
Okay, so I think I have to go to, okay, so how do I, speaker view, reaction, screen share, multiple, where do I enable it?
So down below.
It says screen share. It says one participant can share at a time. Then multiple participants can share. I guess multiple, right?
I would do one at a time because multiple sometimes causes it to lag.
Okay, so let's just go ahead and one at a time. Okay, it's on right now.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. Yay, okay.
Okay, so this is the lead up to my channel. I'm at DJ McD. Okay, so ignore that channel trailer. It's a little dated. Here we go. Savage Radio's episode from July 15th is available. Last Monday's episode is coming very soon to the channel. I'm a little backed up with a few projects, but that will be out very, very soon. I'm going on live today at zeno.fm/Savage Radio. And you guys can stream also from my Facebook as well, if that works this week. Last week I was having issues with that. And let's play a little snippet, yeah?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, let's see if that works. You are listening to Savage Radio, hosted by DJ McD. So you know what's really great about the internet is you see a variety of everything from the ugliest to the prettiest. And today, what I saw like 10 minutes ago is incredible. Okay, I'm lying a little bit here. I saw this morning actually, but I didn't think it would go so viral. Apparently, this home care for the elderly in London, better go by their name, Sidmar Lodge Care Home in Edgware, London, is actually being creative, and they had the elderly there recreate these iconic album covers, ranging from Michael Jackson to Adele to David Bowie, even to Taylor Swift and Johnny Cash. You just have to see it on my Facebook. It is just iconic. It's awesome. It is unbelievable. It's astounding. The list goes on and on, but the positivity spread here and the point they're trying to make is fabulous. Even the elderly are having fun recreating this. Even one person, they didn't seem to have a guitar handy, so she just used her cane, and it still looks amazing. I mean, who doesn't look like amazing at 93? Well, this person who recreated Adele's cover looks fabulous. Let me tell you, I haven't seen positivity like this in a long time, but it also makes me, you know, miss my grandmother and how much she and I used to get along. But sometimes that time comes for a person, you know. So with that said, I do want to end the show off on a good note, but don't worry, the second hour of Savage Radio comes to you in just a few moments. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe, and wherever you are streaming from, share to your friends so they can join the party too. I'm DJ McD. We'll be right back with more Savage Radio. Here is Clean Bandit with Rather Be, featuring Jess Galini.
All right.
So you got a good idea of me flustering on the mic.
I love it. I love it. And you sound so mature, you know, you don't sound like this 22-year-old, you know, just right out of high school almost. You know, you sound like so mature, so focused, such a professional that wow, I'm sure that you're going to be a big, huge role model to a lot of people there, a lot of people your age and old. Okay, amazing, beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. So everybody,
absolutely.
Savage Radio, DJ McD, and well, just you said that you wanted to share a couple of other things, that you had a long list. So you want to go ahead and give us an idea of you know, those things that you want to share before we wrap up?
Well, this actually goes hand in hand with the list you sent me early this morning. I thought some of these questions were very thought-provoking, and I think one thing that we should touch a little bit upon is whenever you're asked about your biggest challenge, to me, the way I see it is this. I have a thing about deadlines. I don't like to hand things in late, but I'm never sure that it's ready for production or it's just my point of view, because okay, maybe I have OCD and that contributes to it, but I spent hours and hours editing and I really never feel like it's ready for production because I am obsessive over how perfect I want to make it sound because I have the ability to edit it versus if I didn't. There used to be times where when I used to do live radio back in high school, editing was not an option. You really had to be perfect on the air. Even like 2 seconds of dead air on the radio can be significant.
Yes.
So now that we're doing college radio and you have the ability to edit,
2 seconds is too much. 1
I
second
know.
is too much.
That's what's scary is doing it live on the spot means you have to be extra prepared. Any little less preparing is bad. So that to me was always a thing, but I use that now to continuously prepare myself to the point where I can answer anything and everything. But that's just a little tidbit from me to the masses.
So you do recommend to I don't know, because through the years I learned, and I was also like, everything had to be perfect and I had to meet the deadlines and everything had to be exactly following the guidelines that I was given. And through the years, I realized that what that did, it came out with a wonderful product, but what that did, it gave me a lot of stress. And a lot of times it's unnecessary stress. So I recently took an online business course for entrepreneurs and with Marie Forleo, B School. And one of her tips, one of the things that she says is like, progress, not perfection. So that doesn't mean that you're going to give, a bad thing to the audience, or that you're going to do, I don't want to say a bad word, but you know what, to people, you're going to have, a decent work, but decent work that flows naturally, that allows people to see who you are and really tell people what your personality is, rather than if you try to be perfect, then it's not going to be really you. So then you have to weigh it and you have to say, do I want perfection or do I want good progress?
That is so true.
Mm-hmm.
That is so true. And I think that's the thing about growth in media is sometimes you can't always aim for perfect, but if you can aim for better each time, you will get to perfect.
Exactly.
Amen.
So
amen.
Amen to that. You wanted to say something else? You wanted to mention something else?
Oh no, I just wanted to tell you that we had to edit that because my mom appeared in the background for like 2 quick seconds.
I didn't see her.
You want to see her later? I'll get her down here.
Yes,
later.
Okay, so anything else so we can wrap up now, and you just go ahead and let us know about your website and your links and everything else, and we'll wrap up. This has been wonderful. I wish we could be here forever, but you know that people's attention span is like, they watch, probably a 5-minute, 10-minute thing. So what I want to do is I want to edit it in like maybe 4 parts, and just offer it like that, instead of like that. I'm going to post the whole interview, but I'm also going to post it in different, part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4, so that people can see it whenever they want at their leisure, without having to sit down and listen to the whole hour. So it's really up to my audience to do that. So so thank you so much. And
absolutely.
And where can we find you? Where can we hear you again?
So everyone that knows me knows this, and for those who don't, now you do. You can find me at Savage DJ McD on Instagram. You can also find me at DJ McD on Twitter and Facebook. I am not on TikTok, so for those who have asked, that is not me. Thank you very much for trying, but no.
I am on TikTok, but only with my niece. Only with my niece. And like I was saying in another interview, TikTok for me is for fun with my niece, and I have like 3 followers, and that's it. And but yeah, and so you have Instagram, you have Facebook too, right? Facebook
Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
and Twitter. What about LinkedIn?
Actually, I use my LinkedIn for like my actual job hunting. I don't have one for the DJ business because that
Right?
one's a little in the mix of things right now. So I am kind of still putting that together.
Yes.
And also, I didn't want that to get confusing because
Mhm.
it's technically Michelle and then the DJ, and it's the same person.
Yeah,
Um,
I highly recommend that you do. There's a lot of creatives now on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, it's not like it used to be 15 years ago where LinkedIn was only strictly professional with a very professional resume. Now, LinkedIn is turning more into creatives and entrepreneurs. And on the profile, people start, if you notice, people are starting to tell their stories instead of this is what I do, and I am reliable, and I am skillful in this and that. No, now people tell their stories, and in the profile, briefly, they say, this is where I am now, why? And this is why I'm here, I'm where I am. So now LinkedIn has
that
been
is
turning to
interesting.
be more inspiring. Yeah, more inspiring. And I'm seeing a lot of my creative students and a lot of creatives are now on LinkedIn. So go ahead and you can also do live videos and so many things. So I'll encourage you to give it a shot and try and explore LinkedIn now. Okay.
I'm so sorry, Laura. My dad's talking to me.
So we'll be right back. And hopefully, Nishi, you're going to go ahead and edit all this. Okay. I was saying that we'll
I'm
be
so
right.
sorry. We need to restart that.
Okay. Which part?
Uh,
Oh, no, no.
about
About the whole thing about LinkedIn.
no, not that whole part. Just the last sentence at the end.
I forgot.
It's okay. We'll edit this.
Listen.
I heard some of it, so I'm not entirely lost.
Yeah. No, no,
More developments.
that I encourage you to explore LinkedIn because LinkedIn. Sorry, you have to
I
edit.
can't hear you. Sorry, the mic went out.
Okay. Okay. So I encourage you to explore LinkedIn because LinkedIn has new features and it has changed now more for creatives and on your profile it's no longer just post your resume and your skills but tell your story. So yeah, you can tell your story in your profile and some of the things that you have done to contribute to these causes and to serve people. So explore
Of
LinkedIn.
course.
Yeah.
Um, More developments on that will come soon. So when I do have that stuff ready to distribute, everyone watching will be the first to know.
Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up now. Thank you so much for this
Thank you so much.
fun hour. I had to take these out because it was giving me a headache. But here it is again.
Aww,
Yeah. Yeah, it was
that's
because
so
I had to
cute.
adjust it a little bit and then it was too tight. But anyways, thank you so much. Again, this is Laura Sanchez-Ramirez with Coaching for Life Goals or the Coaching for Life Goals video podcast. Here today we had wonderful, go ahead, your name?
Savage DJ McD.
Savage DJ Big D. I love it.
Thank you.
Okay, and I will put all those links under, and you gotta listen. You gotta listen. So Savage Mig D.
Yes, you got it.
YouTube, and I'm gonna go ahead and listen to. I need a break, so I'm gonna go ahead and listen to some music now to get inspired, so I can start working again.
Woo!
Bye. Thank you so much. It was
Absolutely.
fun. Thanks.
Okay, so not that that part's out the way.
Okay.
Um,
Hold on, because I want to stop the recording, but I have to put my glasses and then you have to edit that too. Oh my goodness. Okay.